Hey, welcome. In this episode 70, we're going to talk about the Jamaica and Turks and Caicos macro models. So if you want to know about the new macroeconomic models for the Caribbean, then this episode is for you. So I'm going to show you exactly how I created these macro models. So stay with me. So welcome to the Data Analysis and Policy Show, the show where we turn data into analysis so that you can create right, sustainable policies. This show is for policy advisors in the Caribbean on small islands. So if you are working on a small island in the Caribbean, if you are working on policy, if you're working as an economist, maybe a junior economist or a senior economist, and you don't have a tool where you can create, simulate policy scenarios, you can have all the data, then this episode is for you. My name is Rooney Calmera, and I've been doing these episodes for quite some long time. And today we have something great to show you. That is the two new macroeconomic models that we have created. And we have created that in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom. That is an 8-week program where I turn policy advisors in trusted advisors. Now, as a trusted advisor at the boardroom level, you need an instrument because there are a lot of things happening in the economy, and you need all the data, you need all the analysis tools, and you need tools to be able to create simulations. Now, I'm going to show you two economic models that we created recently, but I have to warn you, these models are not ready. They are demo models. And why do I want you to share them with you? I want to share them with you because I believe that they are work in progress. So if you see something which is not correct, etc., don't say the model is not correct, etc. It is a basic model, it is a demo model, and we constantly improve these models. So these models, we have to calibrate them, we have to look at the latest forecast of maybe the central bank or the statistical office, and then update the data, calibrate them. But the models are already working. All the mechanisms are in there. So I'm going to show you these models. The models are for Turks and Caicos and Jamaica. Let me show you the models, and then I will tell you a little bit about the process. And at the end, I'm going to give you something. If you are not on one of the already 12 islands that we have created the models, those islands are the 8 islands of the Eastern Caribbean: Curacao, St. Martin, Jamaica, and Turks and Caicos. And also we are working on Belize and Micronesia. If you are not on those islands, you can get something at the end that is going to help you, because I've cracked the secret. Okay, so let me show you the models right now, the screen. So this is a model that is the Jamaican model. So let me show you right away. So this is a model including a simulation. Don't look at the GDP, say this is the right GDP right now. Just look at the graphs and look at the brown graph. And the brown graph is basically the baseline, and the blue graph is a graph including a scenario. So what is the scenario that I'm running here? The scenario that I'm running here, let me show you, is in the same sheet. And in the same sheet, I have taken out a lot of stay over. I've taken quite some stay over tourists out of that model. So what is the process? The process is, first you need to collect all the data the relevant data, 54 variables, because all these, let me see, yeah, 50, yes, these variables, they are collected because these variables are used in the economic model. So without these variables, you cannot create all the variables in the model. You need these variables so that you can create the other variables in the model. So if you have a price and you have a quantity and you collected the price and a quantity, for instance, you can create a variable called the sales. So the secret is there are a couple of variables, and only those variables you need to collect for your economy, and then you can create a whole system. So these are the variables that we collected. You see balance of payments, you see a lot of information, labor force information, but ultimately, let me see, government, and ultimately GDP, gross domestic product, all annual data. And we have some data about the government operations, and then ultimately population data. We have some add factors, and ultimately you will end up with these variables at the top, and then with these variables at the top you are able to construct a whole model, and this model is working. This model is working, but remember, we have to calibrate the model. We have to check the model based on the latest estimates. So now we can have the discussion. We can start the discussion. So now the model is also up till 2030. We're going to forecast. All the green variables are the forecasts. And then here you see still EC, but this is of course Jamaican dollars. Okay, so I'm showing you this model because so that you know what is possible. So in this model, there are a lot of indicators, dashboards, and let me just take out this simulation right now. I'm taking out this simulation and I'm looking at the formulas, and I calculate now. And then you see only the blue variable. So the blue variable means that we have taken out the simulation. So with these models, you can simulate fiscal impact. What happens if you increase the GDP, increase taxes, indirect taxes, taxes on goods and services, increase or decrease tourism, cruise tourism, etc. So these are the models, and right now we're going to start the process of discussing with Jamaican people, Jamaican policy advisors, and the Turks and Caicos policy advisors. We are going to adjust these indicators. You see here already some orange things because I've started talking with some people to get the data. Now, the role of an economist is to talk with experts in the fields, experts on Jamaica, on Turks and Caicos, to be able to simulate scenarios, to be able to check whether the model forecasts are okay or not. So we are constantly learning from people. So if there are people in Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, who want to discuss with me, just contact me on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. So that's the model of Jamaica, but let's look at the model of Turks and Caicos. So this is the database, the update sheet of Turks and Caicos. You see again, there is a formula, there is a tried formula of 54 variables, and once you have these 54 variables, then you can create that. Now, people tell me, why are these 54 variables so important? Because quite some time ago, my mentor, which created his PhD, he found out that these are the 54 variables that you need to be able to construct a whole macroeconomic model. So again here, we collected these 54 variables now for Turks and Caicos. Again, revenue, we have external sector, the balance of payments. We have some add factors. We have consumption, GDP, and we can construct these 54 variables. And at the end, I will give you some information. Now, basically, once you do that, you are able to create a whole macroeconomic model with the real sector, with the fiscal sector, with the external sector, with the monetary sector, with the labor market sector, with the tourism block. So already we see here some things, and we have some key figures. Now, of course, this macro model of Turks and Caicos, so people on Turks and Caicos contact me, and you see here Turks and Caicos, the unemployment, you see all the dashboards, etc., etc. So the model is working. The model is working. Remember, I'm showing you this demo model to show you that it is working. And we have some also historical graphs, and you can do some simulations. So now, I'm going to tell you something. If you want to stay in contact with me, and if you want to know more about the Turks and Caicos macro model, the Jamaica macro model, we are currently working on the Belize macro model and the Micronesia macro model, or any of those 8 macro models of the Eastern Caribbean. And also, we are thinking about creating a macro model of the whole Eastern Caribbean, combining those 8 islands, Curacao, St. Martin. Then you need to contact me, and I'm going to show you how you can contact me right now. So listen to this. Hey, stay connected with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. So I have shown you how this macro model works. And now I can imagine maybe you are on Barbados, maybe you are in Trinidad and Tobago, maybe you are in the Dominican Republic, maybe you are on the Maldives, maybe you are on any other island in the world. Maybe you are in the US and you want to start collecting the data. If you want to collect the data, I have something for you, because you need to go to www.calmera.net/waitlist, and then you will get all the 54 variables that you need. So once you focus on those 54 variables, you get it, and you enter my program, which soon will be open again, then we're able to create a macroeconomic model for your island. You see? What can you do with a macroeconomic model? You can simulate transforming your island economy, transforming, creating jobs, creating growth, economic growth. How much does the export need to grow? How much do we need to decrease the imports so that we keep our economic, our exchange rates fixed? What is the impact if labor productivity increases? What is the impact if we cut the wages of the government? What if we increase the wages of the government? What if we are only focused on consumption and we are not focused on exports? You see, all those things are needed to transform the Caribbean, to create more jobs, to create economic growth. I want the Caribbean to move to the top of the list of wealthiest nations in the world. And we already have some islands like Bermuda, like Bermuda, like the British Virgin Island, with very high GDP per capita, income per capita, but we need to take the rest of the Caribbean to that same path. So how can we diversify the Caribbean away from tourism? All those things, you cannot only write about them, you need to calculate them. So those are things. We are also focusing on the monetary sector. There are things going on in the world where money is being printed. A lot of money is being printed. Dollars are printed. Euros are printed. How can that affect the Caribbean? What if inflation goes up? You see all those things. So what I want you to do is go to calmera.net/waitlist. Click there and you will get the 54 variables that you need to collect. Okay? And that's a gift from me. Once you have that, you will understand more like what are the relevant indicators. Once you are on that wait list, you will also receive information as soon as my next program, Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, opens again. That program is for high-level policy advisor, high-level achievers for senior policy advisors, also junior policy advisors who want to learn more about the economy. And I want you to get on that wait list. So if you have any questions, just let me know. See you next time. I'm going to get this on a weekly basis, because first I did this on 3 times a week, but I want to continue on Friday at 4 o'clock. So every Friday on 4 o'clock, I'm here for you. So see you next week. Next week, Friday again. And if you have any questions, just contact me. You know where to contact me. So stay tuned. If you are from Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, welcome. Congratulations, because we have a macroeconomic model to analyze your economy. Okay, so we have these tools. Let me know more and join and share this with your contacts on Turks and Caicos and Jamaica. Okay, see you next week, same time, same place.